Let's create the signup method. I don't have router and controller file. I'm going to create router and controller file. Let's create the router, user.router.js. I also need controller. Let's define the router for user. First, we need to import the express. I need a router. I'm going to create a user router from express.router interface. I also need to export this router. Here I'm going to define all the routes for the user router.post. I have signup route. The path should be signup. Here I need to specify the controller action. I did not create the signup. I'm going to create it here. It will export an object, signup, request, and response. Let's say a simple message rest.json signup. Now we need to use this action here, user controller.signup. And finally, I need to mount this path inside the index.js from the API folder. This time I will have users and my router is user router. Let me replace the user router. Cool. So first of all, we need to validate the request params. I'm going to open the song controller. I have already did the validation. I'm going to copy the schema. Let's do it here. I'm going to copy the schema and I'm going to paste inside the user service. It will export an object. I'm going to create a new method, validate signup. It will validate the signup params. So I will provide the params or body. You can say that I'm going to provide the body. It should be body. Let me define the schema. I did not import the joy package. Let's import the joy from joy. The first property is first name. The first name is required. I also need a last name. Last name is also required. And I also need email. It should be email and it's required. And I have a password field. Let's define the password. Joy.string. The type of the password is string and it is also a required property. If error comes, we need to return the error. Otherwise, we need to return the value inside the object. Now we need to use this method inside the user controller. First, we need to validate the request params. I'm going to call this method. It will give me value and error. User service dot validate signup. I need to provide the request body. If there is an error, then we need to send the batch request error. Status should be 400. I need to send the error. If everything is good, let's try to send the value. Here I need to provide the error here. Let's try to test this signup endpoint. I'm going to use Postman. One localhost colon 3000 API / users signup. We need to send the post request. Let me execute that. Oops, I got the validation error. First name is required. So we need to provide the first name. Jane, I also need to provide the last name. Doe, I also need to provide the email. Let's provide the invalid email. I got the validation error. Email must be valid email. Let's provide the valid email. jane@email.com. And finally, I need to provide the password. We have successfully validated the request params.